Well, I'm delighted to be joined live in the studio now by Emma Citron on the left of your picture, who's a child psychologist, and on the right of your picture, Belinda Parmar, who's the founder of a campaign called The Truth About Tech. It isn't black and white. No. You heard the Royal College itself say, we're not going to set hard and fast rules. In your view, is that underplaying the problem?
I think it's totally misrepresenting the problem. I mean, this is guidelines without any guidance. I would question whether the authors of this report have teenagers or they've spent any time with teenagers to think that actually there's no problem with managing tech in the household. So for me, it's very disappointing. I think you just need to speak to a GP. Yeah. You need to go to I run workshops
or
in
a child
schools.
Psychologist who happens to be sitting there on your right.
Exactly.
I put one thing to you as well, because I found it intriguing that the Royal College itself says we'd like to set hard and fast rules, but they don't work. Is that a cop-out or is that true?
I think without firm evidence, they're going to be very reluctant to set any hard and fast rules, because we need to base any of our opinions, which we clearly all have, whether or not we have teenagers, on firm facts. And what they're saying today is that it's very important that we communicate within our families. Yeah. We look and see if there's an underlying problem with our youngsters.
Because reading up on you, as it were, you think that in dealing with this problem, that could generate further, deeper, darker problems within the family?
I think it could. I think if you put hard and fast black and whites, you can alienate youngsters, you can cause them to engage in sneaky behaviours, you can stop communication between family members, and that's much worse.
I met Rocker, your daughter, out in the makeup room.
Yep.
I don't identify any of those problems. How has it worked for you?
Well, I think it depends on the child, and you're right, it's more nuanced. The fact is, there is evidence. So the same day this study came out, another study came out with 10,000 14-year-olds, which actually said that girls who look at social media for more than 3 hours a day are twice as likely to suffer from depression. So there's lots of evidence. Is it causal? We know, and I think there isn't enough. But does that mean we should disqualify the evidence that we've got? I think no. And the second point is, it's not rules, it's actually saying, right, how do we navigate this? How do we help parents? All this report has done is put the onus back onto parents to say, we don't know, there's
Emma?
Not enough research. It's not helpful.
I think individual families are all different, and I actually think we ought to trust parents. Parents know their youngsters, they know what's beneficial, they know what's detrimental, and I think the causality debate is certainly very uncertain.
We've only got about 30 seconds left, so to you first, and if you've got time, you as well. This verges on addiction. Many parents will be familiar with the challenges of alcohol addiction, drug addiction, what have you. This is electronic addiction.
I think when there's an underlying problem like depression, like anxiety, it may be being used as a self-medication. So that's something you need to explore. Go to the GP, find out what's going on for this youngster, especially if you see a change in their behaviour.
I think we need to not just look at parents, I think we need to take the tech companies to account. You know, on average, they make $50 million an hour. What are they doing to fund research into tech and mental health? I would like to see a tech in residence in every school in the country that is actually dealing with this. This is the biggest problem of our time. We have to face it.
Emma, Belinda, thank you both very much indeed. Very helpful conversation.